Good morning. They say good bright lights is really important. I mean, I don't know if I follow instructions. Kind of digging the mood of this. Not sure what I want to do. Guess I don't need to decide. Got certainly bigger issues in my life that I'm facing that I'm not sure exactly what I want to do. So let's not worry about it. Let's just pour myself a cup of coffee. Grab this. I'm gonna go straight on because we're early enough we might get a little sunrise today. We'll see how it turns out, but it could be pretty. It's fun when I edit all these videos and the sunrise is pretty behind me. I just think that looks nice. Maybe you guys will enjoy it too. A little sip of water. I mean, we could do it this angle too, but I do that a lot. That's always pretty, but let's go with the sunrise right now. Drop that down, bring my candle in a little bit. Put my lid in position on my coffee cup and say, good morning, good morning, good morning to you. My name is Ken Tracy, and this is Coffee with Ken. It is Tuesday morning. It is December 16th. It is 6:46 a.m. Happy Tuesday morning. It's a little show I've been doing for quite some time. It is a show about me talking. Show about me sharing some feelings, sharing a little bit about the ups and downs we have in life, kind of sharing the adventure that is one man's life as he travels down it. But for those, hello Stacy from Tennessee. For those that have been watching my show for a while, pal, you realize it's not just a show about me talking. Oh no, it is not just a show about me talking. You know, it is also a show about me sharing my love of coffee. And with that in mind, I got a nice hot cup of coffee in front of me. I don't think you'll be able to see the steam today. It should be steamy, but I don't think the lighting's right to see the steam. I mean, I can see the steam from here, but you need the sunlight coming across, going through the steam for it really to pop. But anyway, I am excited to have my first sip at this fairly middle hour on a Tuesday morning. Good morning, Richard Sternicle. My hope is wherever you are and whatever you're doing, that you got a hot cup of coffee in front of you as well. Cheers to us. It's the Starbucks Sumatra. I think I made it pretty strong today, as well as the fact that I pulled it before the pot was done. Tastes nice. Oh, I've been drinking so much flavored coffee, either the pumpkin spice or most recently the peppermint mocha. I'm not really sure what I think about the peppermint mocha. I think it'd be a fun, very once in a while flavor. But as far as like an everyday flavor, I don't know. I'm not sure it's doing it for me. Hello from Serbia. Hello from upstate New York. Thank you for finding interest in my head. Somebody's asking, what color braces should they get? I mean, it's the weirdest thing. Had I not had a couple girls that just got braces in the last 10 years, I'd have no idea what you're talking about. Colored braces? But apparently, That's a thing. Somebody met an American 10 years ago. They're still in recovery. I don't know what to say about that. We're pretty special that way, we Americans. We are special that way. I don't know. I should just say, all right, see you later. Hope you're loving yourself, forgiving yourself, and as always, hope to talk to you soon. Fell asleep early last night. I worked as a substitute teacher yesterday, which is nice. I've only done that 5 times so far, but always feels good and always feels like I made a difference. Always feels a little weird leaving the school, because when you work as a substitute teacher, at least my experience, I've only done it 5 times, is you don't work for a specific school, you work for a school district. And in the school district I'm at, I mean, I don't even have any idea how many schools there are, but I've worked at 5 different ones in 5 days. And I feel, you meet these people, you like these people, you like the kids, I don't know. And then all of a sudden when you're leaving, you're going, all right. They'll say, hope to see you again. And you go, well, nice working here, but it always feels a little weird. And I don't know, maybe when I come back around the second time, I'll see some faces that I know, and maybe the third time I'll start building some longer term relationships. For me, as a guy up in Wisconsin who doesn't know anybody, really, or knows very few people, it's kind of unusual leaving them and heading off on my journey, just being a ship passing through a little bit. Good morning, Rebecca. I was thinking about you at some point during the night. I hadn't seen you in a while, I don't think. Yeah. So anyway, I substitute taught yesterday. I have a whole lot of thoughts on the school system. And I'm going to assume it's countrywide. And my experience is not what I thought. I don't mean my experience. My thoughts on the school system. And for those that are out there and think negatively about the public school system, I was raised as a public school kid and thought I always got a pretty good education. I have a sneaking suspicion, and I was kind of tempted to see if this principal wanted to talk to me for a little length about it. It almost seems they're trying to teach these little ones too much, too early. And that the material, I don't know what it's called, but the whatever they teach is coming down from some on high governmental position that isn't in the classroom. And for me as a sub that's usually going to different classrooms and helping out and helping kids with their homework or helping the kids that need a little extra attention, I'm kind of watching it happen, or at least I think I'm watching it happen, that my feeling is that many kids are going to get left behind if we keep teaching almost the high level stuff we are teaching very young kids, or we're trying to teach them. I was in a 2nd grade class yesterday, and the teacher used the word vertices and symmetry to the 2nd graders. After about 30 seconds, I raised my hand because, I'm sitting with the kids in class. I raised my hand and I go, did you just say vertices and symmetry? She goes, yes. And again, the material, I think the words they teach, the subjects they teach, the trapezoids, the hexagons, to kindergartners. I don't know. And it sounds, I think, if you just looked at it from the outside and said, hey, it's great they're teaching them more advanced things, but In first grade, I remember getting my first book. It was a yellow book, and it was like See Spot Run. It was a Dick and Jane book. And I think it was in first grade. It was in first grade. I remember my teacher. And now, like, they're teaching vertices to second graders. And again, while it feels good to be pushing the envelope a little bit in terms of education and keeping up in the world, whatever. But I'm looking at these kids, and I think what you're risking happening, maybe the brightest and most mature minds out there can gather what symmetry means to if in second grade, or vertices, or know how many angles are on a hexagon. But I think for the normal kid, heaven forbid, the kid that needs a little extra help, he or she is just gonna, I'm worried, is just gonna get glazed over and kind of shut down and get left behind. And I don't know that's happening. But I mean, again, I was just surprised what they are, yeah, I don't know. For me, I think I don't remember really learning a whole heck of a lot in kindergarten. We had like half-day kindergarten, and I don't know. I think we got milk and for a science experiment and shook up the milk real much and ended up somehow making cheese out of it. Somebody thinks homework is complete BS. Richard says, I'm pretty sure I don't know where we are. Rebecca says she's hearing me. But I don't know if you know what I'm saying. Again, for the smartest kids or the brightest kids or the most ready to learn minds, maybe they can grasp what a vertices is. And honestly, all right, and it's been a while. Ask yourself, what is a vertices? I'm not sure that I know. It's not an angle. I don't know. I assume it comes from the word vertex. But honestly, I don't even remember what that means. Okay, Gordo says you thought it was an angle. Is it? Is it? Because they also were using, I'm not kidding. It was to second graders. And again, it seemed a couple of the kids were grasping it. But, and again, if you are a kid that needs some extra attention and isn't going to get it, I think there's just a danger you could lose them and they could shut down, start hating school, give up on math, and never learn what 2 + 3 is because they got frustrated when the teacher started talking about vertices. That's my thought. Mr. Foosball completely agrees. Again, I want to let the brightest and most prepared minds blossom and not be held back. And I have a son with Down syndrome. But things have changed a lot since I was in school. And my little boy Augie, and I'm not saying this is right or wrong, so I'm going to withhold judgment, would have gone on what we would call a short bus to a special school. And they don't do that anymore. And I think it's great that you're trying to get all the kids together. But there's no doubt there's kids that are a major distraction to the class and to the teacher. And to be teaching vertices and, you know, while, you know, you're trying to juggle little Tommy or little Jenny, I think, I mean, I hope it works. But again, it was just an interesting experience for me. I was sitting there and watching, you know, doing the best to help out, but hoping the kids aren't getting left behind and hoping I can just get the little boys or girls to write their name on the top of the paper and not so much worrying about explaining what a vertices is, you know. So it's interesting, and I would have liked to talk to the principal about it. But I think the material that they are being taught is coming down from, I don't know, some government agency that says, hey, we must do this. We need to create programmers out of today's youth and keep up with China or whatever. And I'm just worried some of the kids are going to get lost a little bit. Okay, let's see. Candy Girl says, Ken, this is 2025. We're talking about we have no child left behind. There are numerous help that the kids receive. Well, Candy Girl, I wonder if that's just a slogan or if you've ever experienced it. I mean, honestly, Candy Girl, do you know what you're talking about? Have you ever sat in a second grade math class? Or are you just repeating the slogan? Because I've sat in a second grade math class. And I'm trying to do my best to not let any kids get left behind, but I can only make so big of a difference. And again, I think that's more of a slogan than reality. Captain Careful said, no child left behind isn't a program anymore. It didn't work. Yeah, no, again, I'm just a little worried about it. Somebody said China's government as regiment for their people. They also have a higher percentage of intact families and centuries-old culture. Oh, that's nice. Let me see, I couldn't disagree with me more. Huh. All right. Good morning, Opal. Have I been told that I look a lot like Bruce Willis? Yeah, I have actually. Candy Girl said she couldn't disagree with me more. Candy Girl's gone. I don't even believe Candy Girl was a real person. More like Gary Owen. I have heard that as well. I don't even know who Gary Owen is. Let's see. I am a thought fascist. I don't know what that means. What does a thought fascist means? Oh, well, Rick Sanchez, I'm going to have to remove you. I mean, I'm not afraid to remove people. Obviously, I just removed 2 of them. But anyway, yeah, no, I really think there's a big chance of that happening. And I don't believe the two people that said they had great educator experience and have done this. I just don't believe it's true at all. I don't believe it's true at all what those people were saying. I'm in there and I'm watching the kids. These people that are arguing with me are nameless, faceless trolls on social media that are pretending to have this experience. It's amazing how many people pretend to have the exact experience and know more than me when I was in class yesterday. So they're gone because I don't believe that that person is a teacher with 15 years experience that says the exact opposite thing. I just don't. I think they're lying. I'm there. I'm watching glazed over eyes and kids that can't sit still or pay attention or listen to anything. And they're talking about vertices to them. Well, it's a busy day. It is a busy day for me. Let's see. That's right, Vader Cakes. That is, no, it's not that it's challenging, Rebecca. I'm not saying woe is me. It's not woe is me at all. I'm worried about the kids. I'm worried about the kids. I think we're going to get kids that are lost and can't keep up at all. I mean, I'm sure that happened in my schools, but I think it's going to happen much more. I think it is happening much more. I think the teachers I expressed this to yesterday in class agreed with me. I mean, I don't know if it's challenging. I think it's awesome. I love being in school. I mean, I love hanging out with little kids that need some attention or, need a little extra help. It feels real good, but I'm just a little worried about it. Do they have small groups for the ones that are struggling? Yeah, they do. They do. You worked in social service for more than a decade. They're juvenile overflow and runaways mostly. The foundation isn't intact. Discipline starts at home. And maybe that's what it could be. And somebody brought up maybe that's what it could be. That when I was a kid, none of our parents were divorced, basically. Divorce was almost a dirty word, and you're looking at a guy that's been divorced twice. So could it be the family, non-two-parent families is part of it? And I'm not sure. Again, I don't think two-parent families could have. Again, I know I started learning reading in first grade. Fearless says they know two teachers that left the profession. You've listened to their horror stories. Their students were horrible. I don't know. I mean, the kids aren't horrible. The kids are just kids, is what I'm saying. When they talk about kids needing stuff, and I'm going, wow, I might have needed that too when I was that age. And yeah, just knowing two teachers that left the profession, I think there's a lot of great teachers out there. I'm telling you. I think I have more respect for teachers just subbing the last 5 days or not last 5 days, but for 5 days than I did maybe 6 months ago. I have more hope in the educational system and the want and the quality of the teachers that I did beforehand. So it feels good and eye-opening for that. We've lost the institution of family in America through our sinful nature and our departure from the ways of God. Well, I mean, I wasn't raised in a specific or particularly spiritual family. And we can't force faith on people. Jeremy says, don't arrest me, please. Well, I don't think that I will. Why would I arrest you? How would I arrest anybody? I'm working as a bartender tonight. I worked as a substitute teacher yesterday. My other job's a server. Don't worry, I have no authority to arrest anybody. Where am I from? I am from, I currently live in Appleton, Wisconsin. I'm from the western suburbs of Chicago. I live in a really nice one-bedroom apartment here in downtown. Appleton. Vader Cake says, you must be pulling some sweet closing time action. Well, actually, Vader Cakes, where I work doesn't stay open super, super late. So I'm not doing these crazy shifts where I get home at 3 in the morning. Yeah. But I do, it's an interesting comparison working as a bartender and getting people serving alcohol for a living. And again, I'm good at talking and I'm good at making people smile or laugh, but as far as like the serving the alcohol, I'm not sure is advancing the world in any way. But again, I think the best way, and I say it a lot, and I should remember this, the best way to advance the world is fix what you got going in here. And a lot of what I have going in here is financial instability. And the nice thing about being the bartender is you can make some money, which helps my financial instability, which in some way fixes my little world, which hopefully will trickle on down to the rest of the world or trickle up to everybody else. The USA has, wait, hold on here. The USA has lagged behind other developed nations in geography and mathematics. You grew up in Cedar Rapids and Peoria in the 70s and 80s. Education there was fantastic. Perhaps, but you might be putting the blame on education on the educators or the school system, and maybe I was doing that for a while too. And I'm just saying, as a guy that has been in the schools, the challenges facing the educational system might be different than I knew. I thought maybe it was just Yeah, I guess I didn't know. And I go in there, and I think my eyes are open up as to what I think could be some of the challenges they're facing. Education in the USA has lagged for decades. Eh, but it's lagged what? China? Are you saying it's lagged China? China only allowed people to have one child. I don't want to be China at all. You know what I mean? So we shouldn't compare ourselves to China. Because I don't want to be China at all. Do I think they need more money restructuring just a different? I'm not sure what needs to change, but I would like to talk to somebody about that. Again, it's just one man's experience. I love the idea of Augie going to a classroom, my son Augie going to a classroom and going to class with other kids. But I'm not sure I'd like to have a discussion about it. I don't have all the answers, Vader Kicks. I don't even have half the questions. But I do have some questions. And I'm wondering, if obviously Augie's going to have some challenges academically because he has Down syndrome. Doesn't mean he's not an awesome human being and the sweetest little nugget of love and can't make a huge difference in this world. But him sitting in a class where they're talking about vertices, in second grade, I don't know if is the right idea either. Hello, Christian. Okay. It's lagged Europe and South American countries that are developed. Has it? I don't believe that. Okay, here, listen. Your Mexican coworkers took trigonometry in junior high as a cultural norm. You're saying the educational system in Mexico is better than in the US. I just am going to call BS on that, Fearless. Well, I appreciate you commenting. You're saying, well, first of all, you're saying your Mexican coworkers took trigonometry, but you're saying that it's lagged behind European and South American countries. Mexico's not a South American country, so I don't know what you mean. But there's just no way the educational system is better in Mexico than it is in the US. I'm calling BS on that. Well, I get to see the kids over Christmas. I appreciate that, Vader Cakes, and the softness with you asked it. I don't know. Maybe. I appreciate your sensitivity with asking that, because I get asked it in a rude way by a lot of people all the time that honestly don't wish me well. I'm not totally sure what I'm doing for Christmas. I'm not overly worried about it. I might go spend it with my nieces and nephews. I know what a perfect world would look like for me. Again, I've alluded to it the last few days, and I don't need to allude to it anymore. I'm not totally sure. The average American child doesn't know Africa is a continent. I don't know. Is that true? Is that true? Because again, there were kids that did know what vertices was. Good morning, Anthony. How are you? Vader Cakes, you hope I get what I want. I appreciate that. What I want is to be actively involved in my kid's life, and that's most important. Well, first most important was to be able to keep a roof over my head and um, cover my financial responsibilities as a twice divorced guy that left a long-term career in his mid to early 50s. And that is what this show has been that you've been watching over the last 6 years. That's more challenging than most people know. And this society looks at the divorced father, and I'm not saying it's wrong, and I'm not saying that the mother and the children don't need money, but I'm just saying when it happens twice, you get divorced twice, you're going to be faced with challenges. If you aren't in a very stable, fairly high earning job, you're going to be faced with a lot of challenges. And those kind of came up on me and bit me in the ass. And it's okay they bit me in the ass. I think it taught me some things and made me stronger. But those challenges are out there. And your first priority in that situation is to cover your financial responsibilities. And maybe your second or third priority by society is to spend time with your kids. And now that I've consistently been able to keep a roof over my head and cover my financial responsibilities, my focus is going towards spending as much time as possible with my little ones. They need a dad and a dada in their life that loves them. They know I love them, but I don't get to see them so much. And I'll be playing with these kids at the schools I work at, and wishing I could play or be the dad that for my little ones. And I'm hoping to create that soon. Okay, Donald said, American education is not bad, but somewhere along the line, it didn't change with time, the rest of the world, and with its own country. My guess is American education probably did try and change. Yeah. You never said Mexico has a better education system, Fearless, but what you did say is your Mexican coworkers were taught trigonometry in junior high. They have superior cultural norms compared to the USA. Fearless, you did say your Mexican coworkers were taught trigonometry in junior high. Not being able to spend time. Vader Kicks, but I'm doing okay. I'm feeling okay. I appreciate your emotional support, but I'm doing okay. I think things are going in the right direction. Public American schools have a big problem with vapes in the moment, but maybe that's a worldwide thing as well. Well, I'll tell you what, I see people vaping all over. I'm working with little kids, so fortunately, I haven't seen any vapes in elementary school. Hey, Stinks. Mexican coworkers were taught rocket science at age 3. Stanky. That's awesome. Wow, we got a lot of comments. Okay, well, you have a degree in electronics engineering technology. So, all right. So, okay. Well, I appreciate you giving us the background, Fearless, because I get people bring up things and will debate things with me, and I know they're full of crap half the time, and without acknowledging the background that you happen to work at MIT, and the 2 Mexican professors at MIT have an amazing mathematical knowledge, doesn't make the Mexican educational system better than the US. You'd be surprised, elementary students in rural areas can very easily get their hands on a vape. Oh, well. I'm sure they can. I mean, I smoked a couple cigarettes in grades when I was a kid. I forget where we found them. I think I found one, and I think my buddy stole a pack from his dad, and we went behind Bel Air in the forest in Bel Air, and we're smoking a pack of cigarettes. So it's not hard to get, it was never hard to get your hands on a pack of cigarettes. You put together a buck of change, you could have gone into almost any restaurant and gotten one out of one of those machines when I was a kid. We have a glorious audience today. What do we got? 62 people watching. We got 20 thumbs up. Christine said we're doing better in college. Again, I'm not saying, I'm just worried about a group of kids getting glazed over and being left behind. Okay, I'll say it. Part of me wonders if integrating the kids with special needs into the regular curriculums, good or not. I'm not sure that it is. I guess that's what I'm saying. If you've got a teacher that's, yeah, I'm not totally sure that it is. And I say that when my son has Down syndrome. But I'm not sure that integrating kids with very special needs into the classroom is beneficial to, how beneficial it is to anybody. My TV is insane. Thank you, Jugs. Somebody told my engineer friend to simmer down right as I was simmering him down. I put him in timeout, Jugs. Again, I get people hopping on here all the time, and I'll bring up a topic, and they'll tell me their background. And again, they're just people with fake names and no picture. And their background is so exactly connected to the topic I'm talking. They always have a PhD in every subject that I ever bring up and are experts in every subject. I'm going, wow, how strange. It's the darndest thing that my viewers always have PhDs or 75 years of experience in exactly the topic I'm bringing up and disagree with me amazingly. I must be the most wrong guy in the world, and my observations must be totally off base. I am just that popular, Bader Cakes. It's weird. You can't go out and have opinions. Like, I had some guy that was arguing with me earlier in the show that I wasn't even interested in me, that I didn't address, and he was demanding to know if I was a Trump supporter. Like, you can't, I think the draw of my show is that I talk about all sorts of things. And I think, I'm not trying to what they call rage bait, but I just think I have opinions that I'm not going to hide anymore from. And for a lot of my life, I was a realtor and I couldn't talk about anything. I had to go, hey, the real estate market is great. When do you folks plan on moving? And I kind of walked around. Hey, it's amazing, the real estate market. So when do you folks plan on moving? That was what I was allowed to speak to. I have a lot more to say than that, though. And it feels great being able to talk. No, I'm not from that opinion at all. Well, Vader Cakes, you say ignore them, but you weren't. The problem is I can ignore them, but you guys get distracted by them, and they take over the discussion, right? You were having issues with the guy that was on earlier, and I just don't want them distracting from our fun topic. The internet draws the most intelligent people with the highest degrees. Apparently, because everybody it doesn't matter what topic I bring up. I could bring up, building tables with cherry wood, and the people would disagree with me and tell me they've been a carpenter for 73 years, and they only built tables with cherry wood, so I have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm going, wow, I'm wrong again. Strangely, this person has a fake name and no picture, but they are experts in crafting tables with cherry wood. Like, the real estate business is big business to those who want to be in it. I don't know what you mean by that. You're a social media topic major. Oh, that's awesome. Damn it. We got a social media expert on here too. I know. Oh, darn it. I better avoid underwater basket weaving, Vader Cakes. Because I was about to talk about how challenging it is to actually weave baskets underwater. And here you are, an expert in that very topic with 52 years experience, disagreeing with me. Darn it, I'm wrong again. Hi, Schliebel. Schliebel, I figured you'd have a lot of experience with cherry wood. At least I know Schliebel's a real human being. So if Schliebel said something to me, I go, well, all right. It's a real human being. The real estate industry is more than flipping houses. Well, I'm sure that it is. I'm not only sure that it is, I actually was a realtor for 17 years, but I'm a real human. You can see me. I'm not one person that just hopped on and is pretending to have experience. I actually do. Thank you for joining, Vader. Well, Jugs, you have a wonderful, wonderful day. We have a fairly glorious audience today. I wasn't able to go live yesterday morning because I slept in and I needed to hop in the shower. And believe me, as I was going through my morning routine, I was wanting to go live, and I thought about going live with you fine folk and talking just for 10 or 15 minutes, but ended up not doing it. So I was kind of looking forward to talking today. And here we are with a glorious audience. Is Bitcoin or gold a better investment? Well, I don't think you really care, but I'd say gold. How far do I think you'd be if I was in the real estate industry right now? I don't understand, Donald, how far you would be if I was still in the real estate business. If I was in the real estate business, I would be struggling. I'm guessing the last 3 years of real estate have been very hard. And don't hop on and tell me that you have a friend that's making $1 million in real estate, because they're probably lying to you. Yeah. I'm telling you, over the last few years, the real estate business has been really tough, and I think selling homes would have been really difficult. And I'm just thinking about my friends and the people I know. There have not been a ton of real estate transactions in the last few years from the people I know, just from a distance. But I wasn't only working with people I knew, I was marketing pretty hard. But I know the volume of sales is down significantly over the last few years. So I think I'd be struggling a lot. And I think despite the challenges and the moving and the fact that I currently live in Wisconsin, I was better off being a waiter or a bartender over the last few years. And I made more money as such than I would have made as a realtor. Yeah, somebody says, have you ever seen those signs that say, we buy houses no matter the conditions? It's not a total scam. It's probably true. They'll buy a home for $100,000 that might be worth $180,000. I had a realtor friend I worked with. She wasn't a friend. I had a realtor associate I worked with. She was huge. She sold a ton of homes. She spent like 50 grand a month on radio marketing in the Chicagoland area and would get like celebrities to do her ads for her. It was really crazy. She had a driver that would drive her around to appointments. So she was a really big realtor. Where was I going with this? Oh, she said, if you list with me and your home doesn't sell within 30 days or 60 days or 90 days, we'll buy it from you. And it's a great marketing tool because she says, we'll buy it from you. Meaning in your mind, you go, oh, I know it'll be sold within 30 to 60 days or my realtor will buy it. But what she doesn't discuss on her ads is what price will she buy the home from you at. If she buys it for 50 cents on the dollar, she's not doing you any favor. Yeah, they buy it for a scam price. Ryan, I'm not going to name the realtor, even though I'm not saying anything. Anything about the name of the person. Do I have an extra room? I mean, if you count a laundry room or a bathroom as an extra room. By the way, we have a glorious audience this morning. We got 58 people watching. We've got 26 thumbs up. I think we're being a little frugal with the thumbs up on this morning's show. I think we've had easily enough interesting conversation for you folks that are watching to double tap the crap out of the screen. And we should have 50 thumbs up by now. So please, if you're out there and you haven't watched, please double tap the screen and help me grow my audience. Because I think the more you like my show, the more YouTube wants to push it to a broader audience, the more subscribers I get, and I don't know, I change the world one viewer at a time. Somebody says I have soft hands. Regardless of the firmness of my hands, have you double tapped the screen? Have you double tapped the screen? We still only have 29 thumbs up. Ryan, I left the business. Something switched. It was interesting. I think it was before COVID. Something switched like 6 months before COVID hit, or 3 or 4 months before COVID hit. I had a few listings that were sitting on the market and not getting any showings. And like almost over a weekend, they would get so many showing requests. Something happened, and I think it was like in December or November, I don't know. It was late in the year, probably 2019. And like a light switch went on. And suddenly a home that was getting maybe 2 showings a week was getting 10 on a weekend. And I honestly felt bad for my listers because they were getting so many showing requests and the homes were sold immediately almost. And I think something happened. And I don't know what that was, but it was a weird time. And I was out of the business a couple years later. Yeah. If you had to give one piece of advice to young people today, what would it be? I just posted a video about that yesterday. James, maybe ask a more broad-based question than some philosophical question that I don't feel like creating an answer for right now. Hello, Tanya. How are you? Good morning, Randy. How are you? Good morning, Frazzle. Imagine selling your home because of an unsure outcome. I don't know what you mean by that. Tanya, everything is going well. I have a lot of things to think about over the next couple weeks, but rather than think about them too much, what I've been able to do in the last week or so is kind of sit back and mull over my thoughts and allow God to open up some doors for me. And it seems God is opening up some doors for me. Donald said COVID was an unsure outcome. Again, things closed down so quickly at that time. I had an open house scheduled like on Monday, and there was some talk of COVID spreading, and then all of a sudden they shut down the Big Ten basketball tournament, and they shut down a golf tournament after it started, and suddenly they locked down the world like in over a few days. And I remember talking to my seller going, I don't even know if it's illegal for me to have this open house. What the hell's going on? Those were scary times. You could have sold your house for over $1 million during COVID. Well, Rebecca, I don't know what over $1 million is because you're in Australia. What's the exchange rate? I should. Okay, well, you said it, you should. I almost want to put anybody in timeout that ever starts with you should. Okay, I'm going to put that guy in timeout since it's a first offense. And I just started this rule. He started with you should. And I just tuned him out. So not only did I tune him out, I put him in timeout. Good morning, Jim Rad. It is a glorious audience. My glorious audience has been a little frugal with the thumbs up, I must say. It is a glorious audience. It's an absolutely glorious audience today. We got 63 people watching and 36 thumbs up. Okay, 66 cents to the US dollar. So you could have sold it for over 600,000. But no. But Rebecca, whatever your home was worth during COVID, it's worth more today. Homes have gone up a lot since COVID. Stink, I'm glad. I hope you have now given me a thumbs up that I so desperately deserve. All right, Opal, you have a wonderful day as well. Good morning there, Ash. All right, Randy, enjoy your breakfast today. I hope you have a delicious one. At school yesterday, I told the teacher I didn't eat, the teacher I was working with, eat any lunch. She was worried about me. She wanted me to go eat. I explained to her very briefly how I had a big meal the night before. She wasn't sure that that was enough. I think it was more than enough. So I came home and I gorged on a big thing of spaghetti, and it was delicious. Tempted to break my rule, my fasting rule in the morning, and eat a huge, what's left of my spaghetti for breakfast. But that probably wouldn't be good. So Jim Rad, it's a glorious morning, and it's a beautiful day, and we've had a great audience. I'm running a little light on coffee. Do you think I should hang on and talk for a little longer? I'm working on some things I want to talk to you about. Ugh. I talk a lot on the show about AI and how I'm a little scared about it, and the Terminators are going to be running society, and they probably will. But now I'm contributing to it and using it a little more and more. And I started using the other day, I'd type in a title for one of my videos and say, hey, is this a good title? They'd always have, no matter how good I thought the title is that I type in, they always have suggestions for better ones and arguments as to why it would be better. Almost hurts my feelings, but I usually go with them and use their titles. And I also, one thing I've been struggling with over a long time is I do these videos, and an hour-long video usually takes me about 4 hours to edit, to listen to find some good nuggets, and to put out as a short or a reel or a TikTok. And because of that, I'm like 6-7 weeks behind in my editing. And honestly, from a business standpoint, I think going live is amazingly productive. I pick up, I don't know, probably on average 10 subscribers for every, I don't know, hour-long show I do. And I think that's amazingly productive. And I think about that, say I did 40 hours a week of live, which would be a lot of live, but that'd be 400 subscribers a week, or 1,700 a month. And I think you could quickly build it. My point is, there's a ton of bang for the buck when I'm doing this live in terms of content creation and growing a social media platform. But I think in every video I do, there's some good nuggets where I might talk about faith or sobriety or mental health or financial struggles or being a divorced dad or some of the challenges that we all go through that connect with a lot of people. And because of that, I don't want to just blow it off and only do a live show. I think there's a lot of value within each live show. So I edit them, and it takes a long time. And I'm trying to figure out, with ChatGPT's help, my friend, how they can do a job of editing it. And last night, I was trying to put a video on for them to watch, and it wasn't in the right format, and it told me to upload one or download one and then upload it to Google Chrome and then put the Google Chrome link on, and then they'd be able to do it and timestamp the video and what have you. So right now I'm exploring that, and if I could do that, I think it would free up time for me to do other things. I don't want to spend 4 hours every day feeling I need to edit videos just to keep up with the content I'm putting out there. I would like to be able to play with my kids go to the gym, go, do other things without having the need to feel like I should be counting down the minutes. Because right now we've talked for 65 minutes this morning. In 6 weeks, I'm going to have to spend 4 hours editing this video. And again, it's a labor of love, but I think it's not the most efficient use of my time. Maybe spend more time going live. If I up my output in live videos from an hour to an hour and a half to say 3 hours, I would double the pace of my subscriber growth and my page would grow twice as quickly. And if I could use AI as a business partner to edit videos in a worthwhile way, I think that would be a more efficient use of my time. I could put more content out there and hopefully be at least the same quality. WMC said Roseanne Barr became big because she was relatable on all topics. I think you cover a lot of topics which other lives don't seem to do. I was talking to a woman yesterday who came up. She saw my Coffee with Ken logo on and asked about my podcast and asked what I talked about. And again, I explained to her I don't niche down. I don't want to niche down and make it a show about anything specific. Donald said, basically AI has gotten so crazy. I've been surprised by its responses to me that it seems to get me. I don't even know how it gets me. It somehow reads the tone of your questions in a fairly accurate manner and understands you. When I say Coffee with Ken, I don't put milk in my coffee. I'm drinking it black this morning. I'm drinking the Sumatra and enjoying it. So anyway, I'm working on that. Seeing if AI can efficiently edit videos for me, so I can focus on creating content. And again, maybe that would be the best use of my time, going from an hour and a half to maybe 3 hours where I do an afternoon show. Right now, if I did an afternoon or evening show, I'd be going, oh my God, that's another 4 hours of editing that I'm gonna have to do in 2 months. I'm falling further and further behind. And I can't help but watch the clock up there and see I've been talking for 68 minutes and go, boy, that's gonna take me 4 hours to edit. And I don't dislike the editing process really, but I think I could put my effort toward better causes. Somebody has robots at work that work 24/7 that take away many jobs of people. The fire is pretty warm, but I like it warm in my house. Donald says AI does really get me because it's watching everything. It's watching everything. Ending the duel did a lot of damage to society. Oh, you mean the duel like, I don't know. I don't know if ending the duel did a lot of damage to society. Seems somewhat barbaric in a fancy wearing suit sort of way. Good morning, Joanne. How are you? You're having your first cup with me? Have you been on my show before? I know you make nice comments for me from time to time. Hello, Alex Shaw. How are you? Oh, that's nice. What a glorious audience. Jim Rad, have you noticed how glorious the audience is? with 73 people watching and 43 thumbs up. We should have 44 thumbs up. We should have 50 thumbs up. Who's holding out on me? Odin, have you given me a thumbs up, Odin? Don't distract Odin by acknowledging him, WMCC. I don't think he's given me the thumbs up I deserve yet. You got your coffee and watching the birds. Hello from Britain. Rebecca, I don't know if the audience is as glorious as the stars that are above you. We've had some unfortunate situations across the world on topics that I've talked about over the last few days. Rob Reiner and his wife were killed, apparently, by their son in the last couple days. And it's weird. That kind of made me sad a little bit. Because I grew up, when I was a little kid, we'd watch All in the Family in the early 70s. And he was on as Meathead and went on to have a huge, huge career in terms of being a director. I think he was a director. But he did a lot of great movies. I don't even totally understand what a director does. Maybe directs the movie. Just massive, massive, great movies that I've really enjoyed. And he was always obviously older than me, but I've kind of grown up with him around. So seeing him pass in such a unfortunate way, or a sad way, kind of bothered me a little bit. Yeah. I often talk about not watching the news, and I believe that. Yeah, I believe that. But sometimes it creeps in, especially on social media. It's surprising. Hello from Ireland. How are you? Somebody mentioned that it's supposed to warm up in Wisconsin today. I saw that. It's going to be north of 30 degrees. It's going to be north of 30 degrees. Not somebody I knew, Rebecca, just a famous director, a famous actor and director that's been in directed a lot of big movies here. Yeah, no, and I didn't dive in and find out what the issue was or what caused it or anything. I don't need to know the salacious details. But I did feel, and I mean, I felt it was just a sad story. Rebecca doesn't know. I said Rob Reiner. He directed a whole bunch of movies, A Few Good Men, but he was Meathead in the show All in the Family as a kid. I think he's Carl Reiner's kid. And yeah, sad. We had a tragedy at Brown University in Rhode Island where a couple students lost their lives. We had a huge tragedy in Australia where apparently 15 people, last I heard, lost their lives. And again, I don't normally bring up the news, but I was kind of surprised it hadn't come up. We get a lot of people from Australia hopping on. And I talk about a variety of topics. I don't know what the solution, and we did a long show on I think it was gun violence the other day, or that was a big topic in my show, and people were counting the tragedies that happened. And at the end of the day, I was going, well, other than saying it's tragic, what do you want to do about it? What is your solution to the tragedies that happen? And I'm not sure. I think the knee-jerk reaction would be to say tighter gun laws, but I know the shooter in Australia had 6 registered guns in his home that were used in it. I know that Chicago has some of the tightest gun laws in the country, probably the world, and has as much gun violence as anywhere. Yeah. So I don't know what the solution is or what anyone, outside of acknowledging and taking a moment of pause for it. Yeah. You had an interesting experience in asking ChatGPT what it thinks needs to be implemented in order to reduce violence. Huh. Well, you want to tell us? Yeah, well, there are strict gun laws in Chicago, but I don't know that they work. And nobody wants to outlaw guns, do they? I mean, I don't know how you can outlaw guns. Sure piss off a lot of people in Wisconsin that hunt, and, you can't outlaw guns. For a while, I have some friends that wanted to cut down on various assault rifles, and that seemed sort of okay to me. But again, I can get, if I'm somebody that believes in gun rights, that it's a slippery slope, and if you make a gun illegal, you might try and make all guns illegal, and that wouldn't be right. Henry Ford or the Wright brothers? Well, I mean, I think Henry Ford systemized factory work is his great, he did the, what's it called when they have various people doing various jobs as opposed to one person building the whole car. They had, slipping my mind. Assembly line, thank you. Assembly line, yeah. He kind of systemized, he didn't invent the car. And the Wright brothers didn't really invent flying, or invent the airplane. So I guess I'd ask, well, what do you mean, Henry Ford or the Wright brothers? I'm kind of curious what you mean by the question. Bigger impact on the world? Henry Ford, I'd say, if I had to give an answer. If the Wright brothers didn't get their plane aloft at Kitty Hawk, somebody else would have somewhere else, probably within a year. Just my thoughts. Good morning, keep it moving. How are you? We have had a glorious audience today. An absolute glorious audience today. people should undergo neurological testing. Mental health issue. Well, I almost think it is a mental health issue, WMCC. Because anybody that kills somebody certainly has some sort of mental health issue, I would say. You know? Being a murderer, you know, their mind isn't working the way hopefully most of ours is. Steve Jobs, revolutionary or evolutionary? I mean, how many of us are revolutionaries? You know, we're all building, all inventors are standing on the shoulder of giants. You know, how many, without all the inventions behind us in history, we couldn't, you know, Elon Musk wouldn't have made the Tesla without Benjamin Franklin putting on a key and flying it in a storm, or some caveman crafting fire, learning how to use fire or make the wheel. I think that's an interesting question. What's more important to society, fire or the wheel? And I guess I'd have to say fire. But the wheel's a pretty big one. But without fire, you know, we wouldn't survive. We couldn't survive, I think, for long. Odin said, the roly-poly made the wheel. Well, that's pretty funny, roly-poly. I mean, Odin. You mean the roly-poly, the little bug that curls up and can be rolled around? Good morning, Zach Hunter. By the way, why don't we have our 50th thumbs up right now? We've kind of paused here at 49. You guys are teasing me. Somebody out there double tap that screen and give me my 50th thumb up so I can feel good. There you go. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I always feel good when I'm flipping through these videos and see that 50th thumb up. Oh, well, Narinder, you were holding out on me. I appreciate you being my 50th. I didn't even know you were here. I hope your brother's doing very much better, Narinder. But anyway, it's 8 in the morning. I am looking forward to my day. I tell you, again, working the substitute job and working bartender jobs, I think if I had to put a time frame to work, I would prefer to work normal-ish hours, which I do as a substitute, rather than the nighttime hours. While the nighttime hours have benefits that I get to sleep in, go to the gym, go through my day, but going to work at 3 or 4 in the afternoon and not getting home till whenever, I don't know if I love so much. And just going in yesterday morning and starting at 7:30 and getting done at 3:30 or whatever I did felt really nice and enabled me to get home in a reasonable hour, not feel, sure, I felt a little rushed in the morning, but felt like I was part of society. Working hours that are opposite of society, I don't know if I love. Seems like a great setup. What do you mean? Hello, Wickelstein. How are you? How are you? Good morning, Nathan. Where have you been? I'm doing well, Wickelstein. I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Worked yesterday. I'm working later today. I'm going to get to go to the gym here shortly. Going to get a good workout in. Going to move forward in my content creation and post some videos. And head off to work later this afternoon. I have some big thoughts on my mind, and I almost feel I don't need to make a decision right now, but I have some opportunities that would get me closer with my little ones so I can see my little ones regularly. And while there's certainly hurdles to overcome to achieve that, just the possibility of it having it happen is really exciting to me. Yeah. So that's kind of what's in the back of my mind right now. Good morning, Julie Flanagan. How are you? How are you today, Julie Flanagan? Well, if Julie just hopped on, I might have a little more energy to talk for a little more. I was just about to sign off, Julie Flanagan. I've had probably maybe 3 cups of coffee. We've had a glorious show. We've talked on all sorts of big topics. Oh. Wonder what Julie would think about the thoughts on my mind. Wonder what her opinion would be of my situation. She'd probably approve. She'd probably approve. I'm not going to tell you right now, Julie Flanagan. I just considering some options and thinking about some things. How is the weather here today? It's supposed to warm up above freezing. It's supposed to warm up a little bit. It's going to get north of 30 degrees for the first time in a long time here in Appleton, Wisconsin. So it'll be kind of interesting going out and not feeling like I'm totally freezing. I look like I own a supercar brand. And somebody thought this was a green screen. How flattering. Can they do this on green screens? Oh, you're going to come with me for my coffee. I'm going to get a little more coffee because I don't want Julie Flanagan going, oh, Steve, I got on the show and Ken hung up. Can green screens move like that? I don't think they can. But I am looking forward to digging into my day a little bit and getting some stuff done. And stuff is probably going to start with me walking over to the YMCA and getting a workout in. And the big question I have about that is, am I going to go to the weight room? I think it's time to go to the weight room. I've been alternating between the weight room where I do bench press and curls and shoulder lifts and core and stretching, and the fitness room where I flip tires, throw medicine balls, kettlebells, rope pulls, and various other things. You're saying my female voice is off? No, my female voice is awesome. No, I'm not going to stream my workout. I'm not going to stream my workout. I need some privacy. I tell you about how much I'm bench pressing and say I can do 195 on like the fourth or fifth set like 6 times. What you'd see if I streamed it is the 45-pound bar pinned me down and I couldn't move. Little Jesus is over there. Don't you worry, Rebecca Tilley. Little Jesus is everywhere. Little Jesus is next to my little sign that said Dad, a daughter's first love, my gong, my Christmas decoration from Harbor House, and little Jesus. They're all lined up on the wall. The best coffee, according to me, and I am the arbiter of all things coffee, of course. The best standard coffee would be the Starbucks Sumatra, I think. I think pumpkin spice is a wonderfully flavored coffee, and I never get sick of it, but I wonder if I would if I drank it year round. WMCC wondered why anyone would record their workout, that I need privacy too. And while I appreciate you sticking up, the reason I do it is people would watch and probably subscribe. And I'm hoping to grow this audience, and it's been growing quite nicely. I've been going live here on YouTube since January, I think. And in January, so 11 months ago, I think I had about 4,500 subscribers here on YouTube. And now I have over 10,000. That kind of feels good. And I think I make an impact doing this show. I know I do. And it feels good to have my audience growing. And it feels good to be getting better at something. And again, I talked about working with AI a little bit ago and having them help edit videos or come up with catchier titles or what have you. And I'd like to continue to have my show grow and maybe eventually do it full time. I posted on Facebook yesterday about substitute teaching, and many people hopped on and said I should get a degree and become a full-time teacher. Maybe I'm afraid of commitment. Maybe I don't know if teaching full-time is the right path for me. But I'll tell you what, it's sure nice being able to go in a couple days a week and make an impact on a classroom of kids, even if they look forward to having you there. And it makes their day a little more fun, almost like a holiday that Mr. T was at class today. And I wonder if Mr. T was there every day, if I could still bring the best version of me or make the impact I do. What I'd most like to do is spend as much time as possible with my little ones. And for me to do that, it's possible I might have to relocate not too far away and kind of get restarted again. And while I love a lot about Wisconsin and my apartment and the Y, the church, the people, I'd be willing to do it certainly to be closer to my little ones, because that's where my focus needs to be. But again, it's a daunting thought or a scary thought. I wonder how much it'd be to move my furniture. I wouldn't want to cast off all my furniture, even though I got it on the cheap. Even though I got it all on the cheap, I'd hate to have to put it together. What is my take on AI and its impact on content creation? Many people are using AI generation images these days instead of stock images. I think with the growth of AI, my hope is that it probably makes creating content easier, and I'm trying to use it to edit videos. I'm certainly using it to run by titles with. and occasionally I create thumbnails using AI. But I'm hoping it makes my content more unique as more and more creators get kind of lazy and type into AI, hey, create a video for me based on stoicism and use several images, and I want the topic to be being okay, being alone or something, gaining strength by solitude, and have an AI spit out a video that's very weirdly high quality. I'm hoping that increases value to what I'm doing, because yeah, AI, you could have an AI person talking to you like this, but I'm wondering, would we ever really connect to AI in a way that you might connect with me? Because I'm talking about, because AI is never going to go through a divorce or suffer heartbreak. And hopefully we realize the difference between reality and artificial intelligence. If I move, would it be within the state or out of state? Well, nothing's in stone, but the thoughts bouncing around my head are slightly, I'll call it slightly out of state. Good morning, McCarthy. How are you today? Somebody said, where is it? I don't know what you mean. Somebody said my apartment looks posh. Doesn't it look beautiful? I don't think this apartment will exist where I'd be moving. But I did get online and found a job in a city I could relocate to, and I did send an application in. And nothing's written in stone. And I probably shouldn't be telling you this right now, because they're just synapses shooting off energies in my head. They're just thoughts. But they're kind of fun thoughts. What's not fun is being able to tickle my little ones or change their diapers and give them Zerberts and take them to the park and the playground and kick balloons around and cuddle with my little ones. Keep it moving said, don't deprive yourself with AI. You still believe I will meet my dream wife. I don't know if I have a dream to meet a wife. Yeah, Rebecca, it's tough. I just feel it's what I needed to do what I did over the last year. But I might, again, God takes us where we need to go. And I think maybe some doors are opening up for me. Yeah, I don't know if having a wife is a dream of mine right now. I am still not married? What do you mean, still not? Have you been watching for a long time, waiting for me to be married? Or were you on like 6 months ago and you thought I'd be married by now? I've learned from experience, marriage is not something you rush into. Oh. My apartment is impressive, very clean. I'll tell you what, it's easy to keep clean when it's just me. I don't have a lot of crap. And yes, if you have kids, you have more crap. You'd have some toys that drop in the background. But I'm not one that thinks I need to decorate every square inch of the house. I don't think I want a wife because I think women tend to want to decorate every square inch of the house. Do you see right here? They'd go, oh, what could I hang here? Maybe I'd get a plant and hang it there. Oh, we could put pictures up and down here and this and that. Oh, I'd get rid of this black couch and put some massive, huge white couch. Oh, I'd want to paint this. Oh, I'd want to do this. And suddenly my apartment would not be my apartment anymore. It'd be whatever woman I'm dating or married to. Oh, I've had that happen. I'm not going to let it happen again. I am going to protect myself. 50% of marriages end in divorce. Not bad considering how the other half is doing. I don't know what you mean. Rebecca, can I decorate your house? Throw out half of the things you own, Rebecca. Yeah, WMCC, I didn't even know you were a woman, do you? Just said that. You do. You look at empty spaces as opportunities to go shopping. You do. And fill it. And I'm sitting here, WMCC, you and I are married. I'm sitting there going, eventually we're going to move. And I'm going to have to carry all this crap to the moving truck. We're going to have to rent a bigger truck. I'm going to have to dust around these things. I'm going to have to sweep around them. I'm going to have to, there's so many goodnesses to having less things. Schlegel, I wonder what your house looks like. The house turns into a page from Better Homes and Garbage Magazine. I like you, Schlegel. Rebecca's doing that now, getting rid of half your stuff. And it's hard to do, but start with it. Don't start with your whole house. Start with your closet. Get rid of the things in your closet that you almost wear out of guilt. You go, well, I haven't worn this third string shirt in a while. I'm going to wear it just because I feel guilty. Again, we have so many second and third string things in our life. I could almost say that about this t-shirt. I don't want to get rid of every t-shirt I own. But I mean, I certainly have t-shirts that I keep around that I could get rid of. Instead of a wife, would I ever have a friends with benefits situation? That seems kind of yucky to me. I don't have any close friend that's a female. I mean, I've probably never had very many close friends that are female. Because I think once you add the benefits to the mix, it really can throw off the friendliness of it all. They don't wives and husbands like they used to. I don't know what that means. Messi or Obama? You mean the soccer player or the former president? Are they in a competition for something? Because if we're talking politics and political ability, I'm going to put Obama above Messi. And yes, for all of you that like to call me Trumper, I voted for Obama, not once, but twice. But if we're talking on the football field, I'm going to go Messi over Obama all day long. I've never seen Obama kick a ball. Do I date outside my race? I don't date at all. I mean, I haven't done a whole lot of dating outside my race before, but it's not like a hard rule. I tend to have dated blonde girls in the past, which really removes a whole lot of races from the radar. But it's not like I'm, honestly, if you just date blonde girls, you're knocking out most races. Frankly, you're only leaving Caucasian on the playing board. Maybe I'm too focused. Sadman, thank you for joining. How am I doing? I'm doing real well. Somebody said that's the problem. No, that I only date blonde girls. It's not that I see a person with brown hair and say, oh, I wouldn't date them. I mean, I haven't dated in 2 years. If we're talking a problem, that's the problem. It's not that I don't even want to date, maybe. I'm not desperate to date, and that feels kind of nice. You subscribe. Well, I appreciate you subscribing. No, you didn't subscribe for me. You subscribed for you. Don't subscribe for me. I don't need you to subscribe. You need this valuable content. I mean it though. If you're doing anything for me, you're doing it for the wrong reasons. And I'll tell you, I'm going to say this towards like tithing. When you're walking out of church on a Sunday morning, and I usually put $5 in the box, I think that's about where my financial situation seems about right. As my financial situation improves, believe me, I've got some serious financial situations. So there's been times when I've gone, $5, I can't afford it. But either way, you're not doing it for the church. You're doing it for you. So don't subscribe to my page for me, and don't give to the church. You're not giving for the church, you're giving for you. And I promise you, if you put money in that little box as you're walking out of your Sunday service, your life will be better. I mean that. I mean that. So do it for you. Somebody's worried that my TV is on fire. Oh, it is. Fortunately, I don't have anything funny to say. Usually I could come up with some funny things to say. Nathan says the ripple effect is real. I think you hold your head a little higher when you put money. You could say it's God smiling at you. And I don't know if God cares if you put 5 or 10 or 100 or 2 or 50 cents in the box on the way out. I don't know if God cares, but I think we know in our hearts that we did something good, and we go out with a little more positive vibe into the world and feel a little better about ourselves. And I think that's what manifestation is. When you can get yourself in a more positive frame of mind, good things find you, and you handle the bad things and you appreciate the good things more. Osman hopped on and said, "What is happening?" I don't know if anything's happening. Tropic said they stopped going to church when the pastor called you out for not giving 10% of your paycheck. Well, you can always go to a different church, I'd say. Or you don't have to go to church, but I enjoy going to church. Yeah, I enjoy it a lot. I don't think I'm working on Sunday. I got a busy couple weeks coming up. I don't even know what I am doing. Well, thank you, Relief from Real Life. That could be the name of my show, Relief from Real Life. If this whole Coffee with Ken goes away, I'll change it to Relief from Real Life. You love that? Yeah, well, you too can put the fire on your TV. So anyway, again, it's been a glorious audience. It is Tuesday morning. I'm excited about getting to the gym. I think I'm going to go in the weight room. It's actually an easier workout. You know, I've been going into the fitness room and flipping that tire over. I'm telling you, that's tiring and takes quite a while. I think it's an easier workout for me to go into the weight room and do the bench press and the curls and the shoulder press and the core and the stretching. So it's that term on the rotation. I would tell you what, if I go twice a week to the weight room and twice a week to the fitness room, I am going to even be sexier than I am currently right now. So yeah. Well, thank you, AJ. And again, I just have gone, I've been a substitute 5 days. I started about a month and a half ago, and you go like, I teach like once or twice a week. If a shift opens up tomorrow, I'll fill it. And I'm also scheduled to substitute on Tuesday morning. And I enjoy it. It feels good. I have fun with the kids. I like going to recess. I was out yesterday. They went out in the pretty darn cold. I was surprised how cold it was. By the way, okay, if you have junior high age kids, I don't know what's up with them. I won't even go into it, but there were kids out there freezing their butt off at recess that had no coat on, and it was very, very cold. I am not wimpy, but it was very, very cold out. And I asked, they were helping out at the grade school that I worked at. They were on a field trip, kind of going to grade school and kind of helping out, but there were kids there. And I talked to their teacher and I go, can you bring them inside? They should not be out here like this. And like a long sleeve t-shirt, there's this kid going, ugh. It was way too cold for that. It was way too cold. I mean, it wasn't playing around cold. It was like 5 degrees yesterday. So I was worried about them. But anyway, I want to thank you so much for joining today and giving me the thumbs up, making it a fun show, and following along in my journey. I hope your week started off awesome yesterday. I hope you had a wonderful night's sleep. I hope you are excited about your day. You are feeling good. You are loving yourself. You are forgiving yourself. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.